Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi YouTube!
Hey, this is Yin and the Yang. I'm the Yang.
I'm the Yin, and we're from wifeandwifeblog.com.
And we're gonna do a review for you guys on Paranormal Activity Part 2. Can you scoot over? We saw the movie this morning at midnight. We saw the midnight showing. We were gonna do a review when we got home, but I had to be at work at 7 a.m. so we decided to wait till I got home. So we're just gonna say what we thought about the movie, pros and cons. Number 1, did you like the movie?
No, I didn't really like it. I actually thought it was kind of a waste of my time. It wasn't suspenseful at all, and it wasn't scary, and I didn't enjoy watching it.
On the other hand, I thought it was alright. Like, I didn't think it was like great, but I didn't think it was like boring or not suspenseful at all. Basically the main premise is kind of like the same with the original. If you haven't seen the original first, I suggest seeing the original first, because the original ties in with the second one. They bring some elements into Paranormal Activity 1, and so when you're watching the part 2, when you're looking and watching a movie, you're like, oh, okay, that's why the things happened in the first one, because this second one is supposed to be like a prequel. So don't think you're gonna see what happens after Katie throws Micah into the camera at the end of the last one. This is actually before those events happen. But it was basically the same type of thing. It wasn't really anything different. They had better production this time because they had a better production this time because they had more of a budget. So the scares are more advanced, and you could hear the loud booms and stuff better. But you had the same thing. Like, you had the camera. What the premise was, Katie went over to her sister's house. Her sister just had a baby, and her sister's married, has a husband and a stepdaughter, a teenage stepdaughter. And it follows her sister and her family, and it's all centered around this newborn baby boy.
His name is Hunter.
So they move into the house, and basically at the very beginning of the movie, they get robbed. Somebody comes in, or something comes in and messes up their whole place. So they decide to put security cameras around the house to try to catch and see if they catch the perpetrators or try to prevent the robbery from happening again. And then all this weird stuff starts happening, similar to in the first one. You got doors opening by themselves. You got, what else happening there?
The pool cleaner kept getting out of the pool.
Yeah, they got the pool cleaner kept getting out of the pool by itself. So the husband had to come in every morning. He had to go out, and push the pool cleaner back into the pool.
And the pots that were hanging in the kitchen kept mysteriously falling down and clanging against each other during the day and the night.
Yeah, basically stuff like that, you see on the camera, and they come out and say, oh, what was that? Did you hear that? And of course, when they hear a bump, they have to go investigate and then try to see what it is. And they take the camera with them, or you see the camera through the security cameras. But it's basically the same type of scare tactics they tried. There was one scare thing, though, that did freak out the whole theater. I won't tell you exactly what happened, but Katie's sister, I forgot her name. What was her name? I don't remember her sister's name.
I don't quite remember.
Oh, Katie's sister, the one that gave birth to the baby, she's alone in the kitchen, and this isn't a spoiler because she's alone in the kitchen a lot. But there's this one part where she's alone in the kitchen and something happens, and the whole theater got scared. There was not one person in that theater that didn't get got by that part.
Except for me.
No, you jumped. I saw you jump.
I don't remember jumping throughout that whole movie.
No, this ain't the whole movie. I saw this one part. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Where she's in the kitchen and then all of a sudden something happens.
With the pots.
No, don't say it, but something happens all at once.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yes. And that part was kind of scary. That got the whole theater. think that was like the freakiest part of the whole movie. And like the first one, the last 10 or 15 minutes were the best part of the movie on Paranormal Activity 1. It's the same thing with this one, part 2. Like the last, I say 20 minutes were the best parts of the movie.
I'll have to chime in on that and say it probably was the last 5 minutes that was actually exciting, because otherwise the entire movie was a snooze.
It wasn't a snooze. Like, okay, don't watch this movie thinking it's going to be a horror film like Jason or Freddy or something like that, where you're going to have action and slashers and ghosts pulling, like an exorcism movie where ghosts are pulling people up the wall and people's hair are spinning around and around. Like, this isn't like a horror film. This is a suspense film, and they spend the majority of the film building up to the suspense, and it just happens to be that the climax is at the last 20 minutes of the film. But that doesn't mean it's not suspenseful. Like, I think it's a type of movie that it doesn't scare you while you're watching it in the theater, but when you go home, that's when you get scared, when you're by yourself. At least me. It freaks me out after I get back home.
I would have to say the whole thing fell flat. It wasn't scary. It wasn't even suspenseful because nothing was going on. And then I feel when I got home, actually, I don't feel scared. I didn't feel scared at all.
She doesn't have an imagination.
I do have an imagination. That movie just did not grab my attention at all. It's more like a movie you go to if you have some spare time on your hands and you want to organize your purse or something in the dark. Go there and just sit there because otherwise there's nothing to grab your attention and keep it.
Well, they pay $10 to organize their purse in the dark. It's a decent movie. Like, if you go in there with the right mindset and you don't think it's going to be a scary horror film, if you go in there thinking this is going to be very similar to the first one, highly recommend watching the first one before you watch the second one. And just go in there with that mindset. It's a suspense film, and 80% of the movie is building up the suspense. The baby was freaky. Like, that baby, the ghost or spirit thing or whatever really wants something to do with this baby. So and the dog, animals have this sixth sense where they can sense when something's wrong. So you see the dog barking at what seems to be nothing, but something's there. And I don't know, it seems like the baby knows something's there too, because there was one scene where the mom was talking to the baby and the baby was like looking around and while the mom is talking to him. So there's something going on there. And the dad was getting on my nerves. The dad didn't believe anything was going on. He's like, there's no ghosts, I'm tired of that ghost talk, and don't say anything about ghosts anymore. I don't want to hear any more of it. And the teenage daughter was trying to tell him and trying to look up stuff on the internet about it, and the dad was like, I don't want to hear any of it. I don't want to hear anything of it. He's kind of getting on my nerves. But then he came to his senses at the end when he figured out it was a real deal. But I don't know, I liked it. It was alright.
I already said I didn't really enjoy it at all.
So on a scale of, from 1 to 5 stars,
I would give it 2 stars.
I give it 3.5 stars. So I guess that gives an average of 5.5 divided by 2. What is that? 3.3. I don't know if that's right, but
no, probably not.
I'm gonna give it a 3.3 average stars.
If you gave it a 3.5 and I gave it a 2, wouldn't it be a 3?
We'll give it a 3.3 average
I'll
stars.
give it a 3.
So hope that helped. If not, this is our first review, so we'll try to get better.
If it didn't help, just go ahead and spend your own money and go watch it and let us know what you think.
It's worth it. Oh, and make sure, we had this commentator that made he was talking throughout the whole movie. Like, why do black people always have to talk during movies? I have no idea, but he was talking the whole movie. Oh, no, don't go in there. Oh, no, she's stupid. Oh, this movie's some BS. I'm finna leave. It's not scary. Ooh, what's that? Oh.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom. By the time I get back, if nothing ain't happening, we leaving. Then his girlfriend was telling him to be quiet, and he was like, no, you shut up. I know what's gonna happen. Nothing ain't about to happen. We finna leave. I want my money back.
Ooh, what's that? Oh, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, they about to get the baby.
Who made the potato salad?
Yeah. So, but hopefully you don't have a narrator in yours. I don't know. There's always one. So, all right, that's it. So,
check us out on wifeandwifeblog.com.